And over to you. Best of luck, ma'am.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us after a nice lunch, I presume, since it's actually Good Friday, a holiday, but anyway, we are working from home. So let me understand your well being. I hope you're taking care of yourself and are safe. COVID 19 has actually led us to observe a lot of restrictions, and these restrictions have actually challenged us to find different ways to interact with each other. And what better way to do that than digitally? So here we are, talking to this large number of young minds who have questions in their minds. And I take this opportunity to tell you that our school started online education from the 18th of March, and we have completed 2 years of our own 2 years semesters that we had to complete at the scheduled time, and we have disrupted design education. So with that, I begin with these words. Yes, NMIM is School of Design, design education for the future. There is a word called transdisciplinary. There are words like design, along with technology, management, and science. So let's unfold this journey. So whenever we look at design and technology or design thinking, we come across a large number of search feeds, which leads us to believe that design is but a verb, the deliberate act to attain something. So design is not just a skill of drawing, sketching, building, but and not only tangible things that we can see, but they can be things that we can't see, which we can feel and experience. So I think this is very apt to your generation, or maybe one more generation down. A little cartoon to begin with that, honey, our son is live tweeting his first day in kindergarten. So, which means really that technology has permeated our life in ways that we don't even know of. It's so seamless into our lives. So there is a transition from consumption of media, consumption of products, services, to experience of design solutions or experiences. Now let's find out how that is getting done. So a Design in Tech report in 2017 actually states that there are three kinds of design. So classical design really started just after the Industrial Revolution, where we needed products for masses and form followed function. After that, we had a huge buzzword that happened, which is called design thinking, where innovation needed to be peaked and peaked with the user in mind. Now we have come to a stage where it is technology permeated, and what we are releasing as computational design. So design that is broadcasted from one to billions at one time. So things like these, you have Philips lights that you can control the mood through your phone. We have Uber that all of you use, that brought a car to everybody, and it's just an experience. We have Swiggy, and you all are dying for Swiggy right now to eat your favorite products. I mean, uh, favorite dishes, sorry. And you have Amazon that you live off with your online buying. There is no brick and mortar store in your life, I presume. To a Fitbit that actually becomes your daily monitor or your health monitor, giving life to and looking after you, telling you how much you slept. To, well, Alexa, some people are falling in love with Alexa. So Alexa is this cylindrical black body that creates life only with this light rim of color, and it actually personifies technology. It humanizes technology all the way. So, what are the trends that we see? Designers are definitely high in demand. So, from design centric organizations, which are one to two, we are moving to design unicorn organizations where a startup founder really has a designer in as one of them. In practice, design is blending with engineering talent. So now the lines of designer to an engineer to a business resource person is blurring. With that, we see a education gap. We feel that this report really says that the education needs to fill up the gap of readership, to be able to communicate to other stakeholders what your design is all about, to understand business and finance, thereby what's the value of the design or the solution that you're providing, along with empathy, skilled products, product experiences, and so on and so forth. With that in at the background, we started this school in 2017 at an MIMS NAC accredited university in Bombay, with a vision to prime designers to craft value enhancing future scope solutions in an increasingly digitized world. And we are hoping that we can nurture our students in complete immersion, experiential, holistic learning engagements. And let's see how we plan to do that. What we believe as a school is that designer is an emerging synthesis. So it's not, again, about drawing and being able to do a craft a certain solution, but it's about being an artist, an inventor, a mechanic, an economics, a strategist, a business person, and so on and so forth, just like Minister Fuller said a couple of years ago. Uh, we now offer a multidisciplinary program with a focus on humanizing technology. Now, I'd like to bring you back to my first slide, which said design with technology, business, and sciences. Now, how do we bring in all this into one program? So, our B.Des program really lies on four pillars. There is a design pillar, which where we teach typography, graphic design, animation, photography, UI, UX, sensorial design. And then with that, we have sciences like social sciences, which is sociology. How do you build an ethnography? How do you study anthropology? How do you then go into cognitive science? Cognitive ergonomics, which is really important in today's digitized world. How do people think? And then we can design better products. We also bring in business management courses like marketing, finance, and accounts for you to understand how can you bring your value, how can you monetize your design, which is really essential if somebody wants to take it ahead. And last and the foremost, most of our solutions today are either enabled or opportuned by technology that is web and mobile, technology that is virtual reality or augmented reality, technology that is IoT driven, and so on and so forth. So that's how our multidisciplinary program of humanizing technology comes in, and this is a B.Des undergraduate degree. So how do we do this? So how do we get this all together? I hope you can read what's on the screen, but let me explain that to you. The red segments that you see are all design centric. So they give you the skills, the sensibilities, the creative thinking required for you to be a designer. The management actually helps you actualize a solution, and the sociology and the psychology bit, which is the applied science bit, helps you stay rooted to your content. Who are you designing for? What do the users want? What do they feel? And so on and so forth. And that's how we build a scientific approach to design. So not what you feel as a designer, but what the users feel when they see an experience or buy your design. And what we are looking at is our students being a part of the collaborative and futuristic ecosystem. So another step that is different in design today, that we don't exist as being sole creative people. We have to work with the technologists, the science, the psychologists, the business acumen people, the manufacturing process people, to actually actualize your design. So we really stress on being collaborative in an ecosystem. How do we spread this curriculum over 4 years? So it is a 4-year B.Des program. We have a 2-year foundation program instead of a 1 year, where we build the students completely as a designer. We also add in the business acumen bit. We teach the students to code. We start from simple P5 programming to HTML, Java, to Unity. We make them play and tinker with photo boards. Well, with that, we also bring in cognitive science and cognitive ergonomics and help them understand how can you build a product with not just the visual sense, but through all your five senses. So we teach this student to build from 2D to 3D to 5D, which involves sound as well. With that, we run a small internship program in an NGO for 1 month in the holidays where students actually go out in the field and assess and actually practice their skills, find out what it is to work for marginalized society. And then we bring them back to our third year. Our third year is basically 2 semesters again, and that teaches you and that allows a student to practice or apply all these skills and sensibilities they've learned over 2 years into learning capsules. Each of these capsules have either an approach to design, which is like behavioral design or gamification as an approach, or they have a technology as a constraint. So students design for web and mobile, and that's a whole project-based learning that they do. So they take up an area, they do the research, they conceptualize, they build low fidelity, high fidelity, and get it up to be a portfolio valued product. So in the same way, after web and mobile, they do one with IoT technologies. They do another one with immersive, which is virtual reality. Recently, if you have been a part of a social handles, we put up some photographs that students have worked on VR, a 5-minute VR experience. With that, they go into full-fledged 5-dimensional experience design. So how do you build spatial experiences? So that's how we end our third year. And with that, we expect the student to know his skills, to know his sensibilities, to have knowledge how to connect these diverse aspects into one transdisciplinary approach. So that's the word that I'm going to say. It's about doing all these multidisciplinary streams, but actually trying to figure out how can I combine all these, connect all these when I design products for which are opportune by certain problems or certain technologies. So with that, we start our fourth year, which is basically focused on professionalizing the students. So they go in for a 6 months internship program where they work as an employee of that particular company. What we also encourage our students to do is to be able to understand for themselves which area do they want to work. So today's design is not about stream specific. So it's not about product design, visual communication, or communication design, or animation, or spatial design. Those lines are blurring. It's more about domain specific. So are you going to get into motion design? Are you going to get into spatial design? And they are all experience driven. So at this time, we urge our students to figure out who you are, what are your skills, and where do you want to go in this industry, right? And the students choose their industries, get into internship programs, which gives them a non-academic but professional experience of their knowledge. They come back and then do a capstone project again for 6 months with a dissertation, which is a research document, new knowledge creation. And that's how we close our whole 4-year program. It's very intensive, it's very diverse. Besides coding, we also teach our student how to do scientific research. So how do you how do you write an article? Some of these abstracts of these articles are on our website for you to check off, but they then write a white paper. So how do you score and say, what's the future? So that's what I want to tell you, design education for the future. So we always urge our students, enthuse them to see what's the future and how do you fit in that future. So they write white papers, then they do a research documentation as a part of their design research module, and they publish a paper. So how do you write a paper? So what I'm trying to say here is, for us, a designer is when all the senses are working. So you can actually see well, you can hear well, you can smell well, you can experience well, but you can also have skills which are, you can write, you can present and communicate, you can, of course, draw and build, and you can then create those experiences. So we are looking at a very holistic curriculum. We are looking at developing characters that are suitable for design. Just like in medicine, you need a certain character, you need a certain passion. In design, also, you need that passion to be able to change the world, because this is one tool that helps you change and overcome problems facing ahead. So now, why NMIMS School of Design? Yes, because it's a transdisciplinary program considering people, technology, science, and business. This is one of the only programs in India and by far even abroad at the undergrad level. Second is because we equip our students with multi-stream skill sets. And in a little while, I'll show you how students do that to be able to visualize from 2D, so from books, posters, to 3D, which is products, to 5D, which is experiential products or space products. We also are a part of a university which has a vibrant student life and campus life. We have other engagements happening with other schools as well. And to run such a this new age transdisciplinary program, you of course need state of the art equipment, and I'll show you that in a little while as well. So these are few of the glimpses of our school. This is our studios, how students work. This is our Builder Santum, which is basically our workshop, and the students are working with power tools and as well as machines. So they are pretty adept at it in the foundation year itself. We believe a lot in prototyping, so they can use either the workshop, but they can also prototype in this rapid prototyping lab where we have a laser cutter, we have a CNC machine, and we also have a 3D printer. So right from the second year, actually from the first year, they start using the laser cutting machine, but they also use the 3D printer for various modules in the second year of the foundation itself. So it's a part of an extension of their skill sets. This is a tinkering lab. As you can see, it's four to a table. So that's where we encourage collaborative work. Here, the students work with protoboards, so Arduinos, Raspberry Pis, sensors that actually help them understand technology and not be afraid of it if you want to design for it, which helps them when they work with IoT modules or immersive modules. Also, when we are learning a module called technology and interactivity. Last but not the least, you can design wonderful creative products, but they have to be tested with the users to understand whether they're really working in the way that you wanted them to do. So this is our test drive, which is a usability lab, where you can see on the left-hand side, the moderation of a user is happening, and on the right-hand side, the designer is actually watching how his product is getting used by the user. We are one of the only schools, design schools in India to have a lab of this kind. And our students again work in this right from their foundation. So we have recently set up an XR lab, which is the virtual reality lab, where we have HTC, Google Lens, and such other room scale as well as 3DOF kind of equipment, and students work with that as well. So here's an illustration of what you can see. The students actually working in 3D. They're doing prototyping as well. Um, and you can also see the unconventional way that students sit around, are engaging with each other, talking to each other, learning on different ways. So we also teach photography. If you see to the right, every project has to be presented in a certain timeline, so they learn to present. You may have a wonderful project, but if you cannot articulate it to members outside of your team, I think it's quite a big failure. So we train them to do that as well. So here is how students are actually trained how to think creatively. Students build their ideas. Um, Learning a lot happens in our classrooms, but we also engage in learning from the professionals and masters. So every month we have an expert coming and sharing their experiences from the academic world, and the professional world, nationally and internationally, where students start learning from the case studies that they are presenting, their own work, what they see future as. And these people are from different facets of life. They can be from the dance, they can be from drama and films, and so on and so forth. So we also do another aspect of our learning, which is beyond classroom, beyond our premises. So students visit exhibitions, students are a part of a maker mela and learn from there as well. So they visit, because we are sitting in Bombay, they have a lot of opportunities to visit exhibitions in design. Now this particular one is the Typo Day exhibition that happened in Bombay last year, and the students actually go and see and observe and learn from them. So the most important question when you have a new program is, what do I do after that? Yeah, what do I do after that? Well, what I want to say here is that we have one program that where we believe that all our students are individuals. So not everybody is a part of a herd. So the way we have designed our curriculum, we can get all these careers, job profiles that students can do as per their interest and skills. So you can become an interaction designer, you can become an experience designer for all the emergent technologies that I talked about. Of course, you can be a design researcher. These days, those job profiles are happening in consulting firms as well. Because we build in data design and data visualization as a part of our curriculum, and this because data analytics is becoming the new future of prediction in the world, in the industry world. This data visualizer, so how do you tell your story through data, is a job profile that is emerging, and our students can do it. And of course, you can become a a UX designer with the UI capabilities as well. Here, I also want to add that we have recently almost finished our industry internships, and students have been placed in diverse companies, right from the top four to small startups that are doing great innovation jobs, to product design firms, to consulting firms. We have a good basket of placements that are happening as we speak. So the selection process with the given situation may undergo a change. We are looking at how we can protect the safety of our aspirants, so we don't have them travel out, but we can still have them test. And we will come back to everybody who's registered on our NENPAD website on how we will administer this selection process. But for you to understand what really happens, there is an MCQ exam, which is NPAT plus design aptitude section, which is B.Des, which is basically a computer-based MCQ kind of a question happens, which otherwise happened in 19 states and 49 centers as up until last year. From that, we filter down to a studio test, which actually happened in our own premises, but we are finding out different ways we can have you do that at home and reach out to us, which is basically a creative problem solving question with drawing and sketching abilities. The third step is a personal interview and a portfolio review, where we try to find out and engage with the student to see what really he wants to do. It's basically a dialogue that we make, which also up until last year happens in Bombay, but we are trying as a university, we always look at disrupting, and we are quite proactive in what we do. So we are looking at seeing how we can not affect the student, the timelines, and yet be able to reach out to you. And probably it will be digital. So we'll come back to you with the exact process in a few weeks from now. So eligibility, yes, our program is not limiting. We can take a 10+2 equivalent of an exam, which is from India, or also the foreign international streams or certifications like IB. And it can be in any stream, science, commerce, or arts. the only criteria is it has to be a recognized board, and it has to be a first attempt, and you need a minimum of 60% aggregate marks in it. So we do not take diploma and DP awarded candidates, but otherwise it's an open ground. I'd like to take you through the student accolades, the way the students have actually achieved. So it's not enough to have a great curriculum, great faculty, and great infrastructure. We also have to see how the students are learning and then how are they applying. So everything happens great in the student premises, but when they start entering into competitions, take part in other hackathons outside of the school is where you notice that the curriculum is working effectively. So here our students actually were a part of Bonjour India Steam Fabricant School a year ago, and one of the group in which our student was won the top 20 robotics module challenge, the Hackaday Award, and this is an illustration of that. This year in the Battle of Projects, Pune Design Festival, three of our student groups won. What is interesting for you to understand and illustrate here that we run only one program, which is B.Des, Humanizing Technology, but the students could actually admit themselves into four different categories. So one of them was communication design, one of them which is packaging design really, and then one of them was product design, and one of them, the third one, was automobile design, and the students did well in all through. So we have the first place with the project in safety and security that our students won. These are the three students. We also won the first place in packaging design at NIBO, Eat More by Eating Less. It was a very, very innovative packaging design. And the third one, we actually got a special mention in mobility design. Mobility design is quite a specialized field, but these students had a very different idea there. With that, it's not enough for me to talk and for you to see. I'd like you to see and video of what our students have to say. Let's hear it.
A student of second year in NMIMS School of Design. Coming to SOD has been a very exciting experience. I feel like I learn something new every day and I look at things very differently than I used to. In SOD, we don't just learn about design, we also learn about fields, disciplines such as psychology, sociology, management, business, technology, etc. It's really amazing to see connections form between all of these disciplines at the end of the day in our assignments. I feel like design is everywhere, and to be able to understand how things interact and why things happen the way they do is really intriguing to me. Coming to SOD has made me really confident in my ability to apply and understand all the principles that we learn, and I look forward to exploring something new each day.
With that, let's go to a third year student.
Life at School of Design is challenging. It might sound difficult, but that's the change it has made in me. Everything that we do here is with a certain intent. And this is something that is easy to say, but it occurs over time. It's always the exciting state between fear and opportunity. There are moments of success, progress, and then there are times we fail. But every time we ensure that we learn something.
So it's really, so these two, and you can get into some more on our website or Google reviews as well. But it's not enough about the students. We also have to see how the industry is absorbing our program. And let's move to the industry speak. You just have to give me a minute for that.
I was quite surprised with the scale and of projects that students had taken up to begin with. I had not expected them to be taking up such large projects with such a lot of challenges that they were trying to tackle all together at one time, and they did a brilliant job with that. So for students who are just new entrants into the design field, to be able to articulate the way they've gone about designing those solutions and presenting them across in a short span of time with enough maturity on the actual solutions themselves. That was quite interesting, and it was a sort of learning experience for me as well.
So thank you. This was Mr. Sumit, who was a juror on our web and mobile module last semester. With that, let me get on to another. So though we have our resident faculty, we also engage a lot of visiting faculty so that we have a balance between academia and industry. And this is what one of them has to say about the curriculum.
Oh, I think it's a very nice concept where you don't have to already decide what you want to learn here. It's a multidisciplinary course, so you might be interested in various areas of design, but you come to this one place and learn it, practice it, and explore that different area. So I think this is a very unique concept in this design school, that you just come and explore all the different areas of design.
So this is just to classify or give you some evidence into what's happening and what people are feeling or people are experiencing about our course. We have some good reviews coming from the interviews that the industry is taking with our students for these internship placements, and I'm glad to say that the students are doing well there as well. But hey, it's not about work. I mean, yes, students of design in our school work almost 18 hours a day, but they also have their fun. So we celebrate in school, whether it's Dasera, Garba, we have Freaky Fridays where they come very creatively dressed, and that's the fun that you can see in our school as well. So come and experience this talk that I'm giving. Visit the school. Not now, definitely not now. Only when the lockdown and things really improve. We are in Vile Parle West, which is Juhu, very close to Mitibai and NM College of Commerce. UPG, if you are from Bombay, you'd know all these three colleges. And help yourself to design your own future. It's yours. I mean, you are going to spend the next 4 years calibrating yourself for the world ahead. And I urge you to think wisely who you are, what you want to be, and work towards that. Whether you are going to be our student or no, whether you find design exciting or no, I'd urge you to stay connected with us. These are our social media handles. We keep posting what the students are doing, what fun we are having, the speakers who come and talk, and so on and so forth. We try to use the digital world to find people who are not a part of our school experience our school. But last and not the least, I urge you to stay confined and stay safe. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm open to have any questions that you may have. Thank you so much.
Hi, ma'am. The questions are there already in the Q&A section. Are you able to see them?
Yes, thank you so much, Rishiraj. Does NMIMS offer a degree in product design? So, well, technically, no. I'd like to bring you to LinkedIn's most promising jobs of last year, and that really states at the 4th place a job of a product designer who actually has experience in user experience design, graphic design, and motion design. So the concept of product design is changing. So according to the new job profile of product design, we do offer a degree, which is Humanizing Technology, but the conventional product design, we don't. You would like to apply to different aspects in product design after taking this course? Yes, you can. Yes, you can do a master's in any other or different fields of design as well. I hope that answers your question. Let me take the next one. Hi, Atul. His question is, after graduation, do students usually apply for a job or go for masters? Actually, all the students of this current year are now applying for a job, because there is so much that they have learned that they need to actually wait out to do a master's, because master's is actually finding and taking a further deep dive into some area that you like. And so they are going to do it after a year or so. But technically, yes, our degree is valid worldwide, because NMIMS is a university where students are going abroad every day, and you can even go in India and abroad. You can do your masters, definitely. Any updates when yes, Jugal. We are striving just as much as you are. You are tensed. We are trying to see that you don't get tense. As of now, NPAT will be held on the same dates, but may not be held in the centers. So we are trying to figure out different ways and different modalities that you are still safe in your home and can attempt it. And we'll come back to you. If you have registered on our NPAT and you are registered on our NPAT site and paid up, you will get the necessary updates as and when they happen. So the modalities of the NPAT might change, but we will have some selection exam. I hope that solves your query, but if you have anything, I'm willing to answer. Is there drawing in NPAT, Deshna? That's the question she asked me. No, there is no drawing in NPAT, because that's an MCQ-based questions. But our step 2, which is the studio test, does have drawing. If that answers your question, I can move ahead. Do you take transfer students? Okay, so if you've if you listen to my talk for almost 30 minutes now, we do not take lateral entry. So if you have done a course in some other design school, we don't take you directly into second year. So you still have to go through all our selection process again, and you get admitted into the first year again. But of course, you do better in the selection process because you have prior experience. Is there any update? Moitri, why, that's a lovely name. I did answer this question. NPAT will happen as of now on the same dates. Modality may change, dates may change. Well, we'll get back to you as soon as we figure out how to get that done. What kind of an interview do we face after clearing NPAT? Okay, basically, the interview is a dialogue. It's not an interview. We generally talk to you about the studio test they've done. We try to figure out why you did what you did. We ask you about yourself, your hobbies. Why did you come to a design school? So it's basically just getting to know you. Nothing very formal. Is communication design here? I'm so sorry. No, we do not offer a communication design program, but we do aspects of graphic design as a part of our multidisciplinary program. But we don't have a separate communication design program. That's so Mehul, the UCIT score is valid, and if yes, what's the criteria for it? So we are still working on the aspects of how to schedule an NPAT. So as of now, the UCIT score is not valid. You still have to go through the NPAT, DAS, and our other 2 steps as well. So it's like a fresh selection process, Mehul. I hope that is clear. Okay, Suryan, your question, which says, what are the subjects we need to focus on in the entrance test? Well, the basic subjects that NPAT has, we have some sample papers online, but it's basically it is at the same framework of the SAT exam. So we do have math and English as well in that. But the percentage that we take from the NPAT exam is only with regards to your numerical ability, not expertise, just an ability, and your English capabilities. But our DAS, which runs after the NPAT is over in 10 minutes, that is critical to our entrance, and that really works on spatial concepts, on logical reasoning, on general knowledge on in design, and these are the constructs that we work. I think a detail of this is available on our npat.in website. If you go, you'll also have some sample papers there. I hope that answers your question, Suryansh. Are there any management courses? Yes, we do have, not a part of my school, but it's a part of the university. You'd like to go on the NMIMS website and get there. A special BBA course is available in the School of Commerce, if I'm not mistaken. Vikas, are you giving any exposures to business system design and public space design? So we do have exposures in system design, and business is a part of it because you are going to create a solution. When we do connected experiences, look up that module. We don't do public space design per se, as with respect to signages, if you're talking about an information design, but we don't have a specific media that we conform to. That's the beauty of our program. So if you are in product design, that all problems that you take have to have a product design end. So in our place, we don't keep the end. The problem is defined, but your solution can be a business system design. It can be a public space design. So with that respect, we do have exposure. We also mentor the students in accordance. So it's really very open-ended and very beautiful to work with because there is no constraint on what is the solution. So Vikas, yes, we do expose. Aditya Raj, I think I answered this question of management courses of BBA. Yatin, your question is the program, as your program is not specific, what type of job opportunities does the student have on completion? So I think you missed my slide there. So the students can become interaction designers. In fact, they are going in for placements for that. They can do experience design, which is also including interaction design, and stick to immersive like virtual reality domains or IoT domains. So any experience design for an emerging technology, they can do data visualization jobs, they can do UX and UI jobs, and they of course can do design research profiles. So you can do all these 4 or 5 profiles using just one thing. Can we use a SAT score as a criteria? Yes, Pranav. This year we have opened up admissions through SAT. You could check npat.in for some more details. Yes, we will use that as a criteria. But you'll still have to go through our studio test and the interview. That step 2 and step 3 remains common. You may not give the NPAT. You still, partial NPAT is waived. Okay, but the details are there. What is the course duration and the fee? The course duration, Ankit, that's your question, is 4 years. It's an undergraduate degree, valid in India and worldwide. And the fee of as of last year was, I think, it's 3,92,000 per year, every year for 4 years. Do you provide hostel facilities? Yes, we do. NMIMS has, because we are a part of the university, has certain designated hostel facilities that we provide, and students stay there. And then the other facilities, there are also private facilities in the locality that you can avail of. So both options are possible, Juhi, and that's your question answered. How do you encourage diversity of students? So Vikas, I would like to know what kind of diversity you're talking about. Would you like to slightly explain the concept of diversity that you are engaging in? And I'll come back to your question. I hope you can hear me, Vikas. Your question was, how do you encourage diversity of students mix? Well, if you ask me, we do encourage, but I would like to know what diversity you're looking at. Do you have a specialization in a specific course? Yes, our specialization is humanizing technology. And that's the specialization. That is the future specialization coming to be. So that's your answer, Kanika. Your question was, do you have a specialization in any specific course? So yes, we specialize in humanizing of technology design, which is at the similar lines as interaction design. Do you require applicants to submit their portfolios? As of last year, we reviewed your portfolios when you came. So this is, sorry, Simran, this is your questions. Do you require applicants to submit their portfolios? So as of last year, we used to see their portfolios in person when they came, when they came to for interviews to Bombay. But as of this year, we may change the way we are going to review portfolios. Yes, so we do look at portfolios, but we are not looking like a 40-page portfolio. We are looking at a much smaller one. Okay. Will NPAT be held? I think I have Juhi. Your question was regarding NPAT exam and schedule. I've answered this question, but as of now, it's the original schedule. The modality will be changed. It may be rescheduled, but we will get to you in a matter of 10 to 15 days. Yeah. What are the career prospects? Shresh, I answered this question. If you haven't got it, can you, answer? You ask me again, because otherwise I can take some other questions. So I will take the next question, which is, Ketki's, which design course do you have? We have a course in undergrad degree in B.Des, specializing in humanizing of technology, details of which are available in the website, which is design.nmims.edu. Gyaneshwar, is this course available in the Bangalore campus? I'm so sorry, but the School of Design as of now is only in the Mumbai campus, but you're free to join us. Devika, ma'am, how much percentage should we need to get placement in college for pre-design? So we take a minimum of 60% aggregate score in your 10+2 exam, but you have to get through our selection process, which I explained a little while earlier, which is basically 3 steps. We have the NPAT plus DAS, and we have a studio test, and then we have an interview. Again, I repeat, the modality and the schedule of which may undergo a change. So keep looking at our website and npat.in. Is maths a subject? No, maths is definitely not a subject, but we need numerical abilities as a part of what you do in your 8th standard math. So it's not really algebra or geometry and so on and so forth. It's basic common sense numbers. Because we teach coding, you need to have some logical reasoning aspect, and that is what math gives you. So we do not have it as a subject. Risha, I hope that answers your question. Deshna, do you have fashion designing? No, my dear, I'm sorry, we have only one program in humanizing technology. Suyash, are there any animation design courses with us? No, we don't run an animation design undergraduate degree, but animation or skill exploration motion is taught as a part of our foundation for the students to learn to prototype in using animation. Approximately how many students appear for NTAP? Oh my God, I don't really know the count. They are huge in numbers. Yeah, I mean, that's a figure that I'm so sorry I don't have, but that is really irrelevant because NPAT is given by everybody who wants to take an undergraduate course in 17 schools in NMIMS University. So that has no connection only to School of Design. But let me tell you, School of Design, we are very proud, attracts a lot of applications, and that answers your question. Sridhar K, what companies or organizations focus on humanizing technology now and in 4 years? Well, companies and organizations are doing it as of now. So all the consulting companies that you have, PwC, Accenture, have bought over agencies to start design culture as their process. They have huge experience design studios as a part of their SBUs. So all the consulting companies, all the product companies, companies that are IT service design, which is again Infosys, as one of them as well, Cognizant, all of them have humanizing technology. So whether you're humanizing web and mobile, or you're humanizing virtual realities, I think all the companies are there. And if you go and look up, there are huge number of companies that are coming up in virtual reality as of now, as we speak. In fact, we have quite a few of them empaneled into our placement system, list. And well, every company needs to be digitally transformed. So humanizing technology is that thread that allows it. So we don't have to work for 4 years. We already have it now. Sridhar, that is your question that I answered right now. How do you plan to do placements for B.Des as the first batch hasn't passed out? How do you plan? Okay, we are already planned. Our students are already placed for their internship for 6 months in companies of repute. And most of them will probably get a placement from there as well. And if not, we have a huge list that has already empaneled into our place. We have some MOUs with certain companies as well. So placements is not something that we are worried about. Our students are already being placed for a 6 months industry semester, which starts from May, and that will result into a placement. How is the fee for different design courses? I don't understand your question really. We have only one course, so the fee is just the same, 3.92. I think that's what I said. It's somewhere in that range. What is the course duration and fee? I think I answered, and that question is coming again. Do we require a math and science for interiors design degree? I'm so sorry, Kamya, but interior design is not a part of my school, so I'm not an appropriate person to answer this question. In competition with some who specialize for 4 years in this area, that's only a part of your curriculum. Say product design, how do we get an edge over them? Okay, so Sridhar, there are design as a community and practice is really changing hell of a lot. So there is something called as solutionists, and there are product designers who are definitely great and are doing their bit in tangible design. But there is also something called as product experience. So when you're looking at an IoT based product and you're looking at just light fixtures, so definitely the light fixture is done by a product designer, but how does it connect? What is the experience I'm getting as a stakeholder is done by our course and by students of our course. So there is no competition. They both coexist, and you need people who can humanize technology, and of course you need people who can do touch and feel product design as well. There is no competition there. We are just a different specialization, which is seen today and for the future. So Sridhar, I hope that answers your second question. Devansh asks me, ma'am, as a profession, is interior design better or industrial on product design? My dear Devansh, it is entirely up to you what you'd like to be, because that's what you're training to be. All professions are good, bad, or ugly, but it's what you want to do, and you have to actually see what are the professional pursuits available after you finish the course to make that decision. Abha, what is the career scope of taking a designing degree from? Um okay, so I'm going to repeat for Shresth Sinha and Abha Miniyar. They're both asking me what's the career scope. So the career scope of B.Des Humanizing Technology is fivefold. You can take up a job as an interaction designer. You can also befit a job of experience design within any emerging technologies, which is virtual reality, augmented reality, IoT, and space design as well. You can do data visualization as a job profile or a job as, in addition to design researcher, which is a very popular job now with all the consulting companies. And lastly, you can definitely do a UX job with a UI capability. Um, So Miral, you are asking me about exam and PAT exam. I've answered that. We will get back to you shortly in the modalities, but you should be rest assured we are not going to get you. We are not going to pledge your safety over selection process. So we will work out a modality that keeps all of you safe, and also you can be a part of a selection process. Just stay tuned with all our website and social handles. How many seats are there, and are there any quota system? Ajay, I'm so sorry, but we do not have any quota system. We have only 25 seats that we fill up and we take, because we really focus on a lot of individual mentoring. So the faculty and student ratio in our school is very high. Hence, there are only 25 seats. What is the school looking for a portfolio? Okay, all those people who are asking me for portfolio, we are looking at your abilities to be able to sketch, to be able to doodle, to able to think and draw. We are not looking for portfolios that actually give an expertise in drawing or coloring or any medium. We are really looking at people who can sketch, who can think of a solution or a product and can do rapid sketching. And maybe perspective, but we cover that up as a part of our course as well. Mihir, that's your question answered. Please update regarding. I just answered that question, Amit. For next, if you've registered and paid for NPAT, you will get the news very soon. What is the eligibility for product design to take admission for the under? So, Jugal, I have not understood your question very well, but what I have understood, I will reply. I think you are asking me for the eligibility of our program. So we do not have a program in product design, which is where you create tangible products such as these. Okay, we do have a program in Humanizing Technology, and the eligibility is 10+2 first attempt pass and 60% any stream, science, commerce, or arts. So we offer only one program, Jinal. That's your question. How many B.Des in what courses? So our school is focused only on one program, and that is Humanizing Technology. Um, I think the questions are repeating even after I've answered. If you'd like to take a look, please. What should the portfolio comprise of? Manasi, I think I answered the question right now. Does NMIMS have placement facility? Yes, we do our We do our placements right from NGOs 1 month internship that they do to a 6 months internship that they do in their fourth year to the final job placements. We facilitate this all throughout. Aresh, I can see your passion in automobile design, but unfortunately, we do not offer a course in automotive design or mobility design. But our students sometimes work in certain allied fields. So in technology interactivity, would they work with how to facilitate driving without a steering wheel? So there are components of mobility design, but yes, it's not a full-fledged mobility design program. I do have a Akanksha says, I do have a portfolio dedicated to art and design, but as I had art as a subject, I know it's so, it's unfortunate that you don't have the portfolio, but you could quickly zip up about 3 or 5 pieces of rapid sketching, of sketching in 3D, and that should suffice as well. Akanksha, that's your question answered. What all jobs can I get after doing BBA and MBA course? I'm so sorry. We in School of Design we do not offer a BBA, but it is in another school of our university, which is School of Commerce. Your question should be directed there. So Mihir, I just answered this question. Portfolio should have rapid sketching. Definitely, then it can have perspective drawings, it can have some product drawings, it can have some nature sketches, whatever you've done. We don't have anything fixed that we require. What we are looking at is your spatial abilities. Can you draw spatially, and what's your sketching skill? Khushi Jain, how can we improve our portfolio? I'm not the best bet for that, but I think you can keep practicing what you're doing. So rapid sketching, and this is a great time. There are many courses that are being offered free, which you can probably take up, which is how do you do rapid sketching? How do you do sketching when you have to visualize an idea? All these courses are up now free. So Khushi, you may want to take that and improve your portfolio. Do we have marketing and finance here, Aditya? Yes, marketing is taught as a foundation module in Business Acumen 2, and Business Acumen 4 is finance and accounts. But these are smaller modules that we teach, which are allied to design. So yes, we do have some marketing and finance taught here, which is as much as it is essential for a design student, not an MBA student. Thank you. Nimisha, NMIMS does provide interior design in the architecture school. When will the exam be held? As of now, it's the same date, but if there is any change, we'll definitely notify you. We will notify you a date change and a modality change, because obviously we are not sure that the students can come to the center. Is there a way to change your course after NPAT? So NPAT, if you want to come into a design, into our design school, you have to apply to the design school that helps you take basically 2 exams. One is the NPAT and one is the DAS, Design Aptitude Test. Then you can come to our school, and then you can go into any school that is taking NPAT. But I think engineering school also has a different impact. So the key here is to be able to take a decision of which schools that you think are you'd like to go and apply for them. So that will give you the rest of the details. So you can change a course. You're not technically changing a course after NPAT. You are actually seeking admission to one course. So I hope that answers your question. Will teaching be completely computer based? No, not at all. Teaching is a lot face to face. I mean, everything is face to face in class. But yeah, students need the computer to do their research, to use softwares like Photoshop, Illustrator, to do some kind of coding. So it's a mix between hand skills and a computer, but teaching is not through computer at all. That's Risha Quota. That's the answer to your question. Um, So I gave a 30-minute talk, Abha, on what exactly NM design program provides, but you may want to look up our website. You may also want to look at the Instagram SOD handle here @nmis.sod, and that will give you a visual illustration what we do as well. The placements for our design students have been really, really great. Let me tell you, we have more positions than students in for placements. Yes, Chanda. So that was your second question. Does the curriculum at NMIMS offer industrial training during the course? Yes, it does offer a 6 months industrial training. That is the internship in the industry I was talking about. So it's a 6 months in the year 4. As of now, NMIMS School of Design does not have an opportunity for having cross programs with any international university, but because we ourselves are a very pioneering program. So I think I'm going to repeat that. So Chanda Kapadia, I think I have answered that question. As of now, NMIMS does not have any tie-ups with universities out of India because we are a very, very unique and future-ready program, but we are looking to forge such MOUs as we speak. So Ankit, you're asking me whether you can pursue an MBA. Of course, you can pursue an MBA because B.Des is a undergraduate degree. You can pursue anything, any equalizing degree after that. So that's not a problem. Devika, we do not have a seat allowance for OBC category because we are deemed to be private university. How many seats do you have for each course? We offer only one course in Humanizing Technology, and we take about 25, max 30 students. Our seat capacity is 25 students. Nitya, that answers your question. Which companies we would get interns at? So right now, we have got people to intern at consulting companies, design studios, startups, studios that are working in emerging technologies like IoT and virtual reality. And we also have internships happening with business design firms. Jnaneshwari, that's the answer to your question. Kanika, I just answered your question about companies that students can get interned at. Is the research module in collaboration with industry? So the research that we do for first in the foundation year is not collaborative with the industry. These are projects that the students take up on their own, but the final year dissertation project can be a collaborative effort with the industry. We are also hoping, and the companies are talking to us, that when the student does their 6 months internship with that X company, they will follow through with the capstone and the research project. That's a dissertation project in the last semester of the 4th year. Chanda, that answers your question. I just answered this question, Nisha. We have 25 seats for a program. So Jinal, for our school, you have to pass an entrance exam, which is NPAT plus dash. I suggest you go to npat.in immediately after this webinar, and you will get the details there. npat.in. So no, the fee amount that I mentioned, Nisha, is not included with the hostel fee. That is over and above. So Yatin, you have asked me, how does NMIMS program compare with other B.Des program offered? It is not apple to apple. So we are not offering you conventional programs like uh, communication design and product design that I can give you a comparison with any other institute or a design school. So we are offering quite a unique program, but it's very future ready. The reason we came up with this program, because the industry wants such profiles. So if you know that most of the jobs are available only in the UX domain and the interaction design domain, and all students, whether you've done a product design or a visual communication, sometimes would like to get into that field as well. So this particular program is dovetailed right into what the industry is looking at now and the future. So you saw one of the industry person talking, Mr. Sumit. You can actually go in, connect with our handle, nmims.sod on Instagram or whichever social media sites, and you will have all those testimonials for you to see for yourself. We have good acceptance from the industry. So Divya, I answered this question: specific preparations for design aptitude test, spatial reasoning, logical reasoning, some design GK tests, and actually all these details are available on the npat.in website. If you can go there, you can also see a sample paper. Ma'am, do subjects, so Zini says that, do subjects like engineering, graphics provide an upper hand to students in the entrance exam? Well, I can't say that for sure, but any extra knowledge you have, Zini, will definitely show its colors somewhere, if not in the NPAT, in the studio test you do with us, or the interview that we conduct. So anything extra is most welcome, Zini. So Janvi asks, how much do we need to score in NPAT to reach the second level of entrance? So we don't have a cutout that is common for every year. Depending upon the year, we do a certain cutoff. So I can't really answer that question for you for sure. Can we apply now, Simran? Yes, of course. Just click on the apply button. Either you go to our website or npat.in. Do we have... we do have product design courses, some courses of product design, Vanshi, in Humanizing Technology. So 3D skilling, skill exploration. We do have a product design course as well. The students actually makes products there. So yes, product design is an aspect of humanizing technology. The forms of entrance exam are not loading. I think we have a toll-free number, Vanshi, or you can write to us at SOD. We have a connect. If you go to design.nmims.edu, we have a connect us page. You can write there. Even on the NPAT page, we can write. You can write to the email there, or there is a toll-free number that you can reach us. I've gone through a few research about, they're still dominated by data scientists. Okay, why don't you, Vikas, research reports say dominated by data scientists, AI, engineers, finance, and healthcare. Don't see a formal designer featuring on the list. Why don't you look at LinkedIn promising jobs for 2019? You'll see on the 4th place that of a product designer. Okay, and all these, AI does not survive without design, because they are the ones who bring the human aspect of it. So data scientists also need engagements from the empathy user research that we do. to product. So no company today can exist without a designer in the mix. Dia, what do you require in the portfolio? I have answered this question. We are looking for rapid sketching, spatial drawings, product drawings, uh, maybe some perspectives, whatever you can put in otherwise. Can be applied now? Yes. Why is the question coming? Rana, I answered this question. As of now, we don't have an exchange programs, but the option is open. Are you going to increase the intake this year? Yes, we may increase it by a few, but it's not really huge, because in design, it's not about the number of students, because they don't sit in a class only. You need studio, you need other infrastructure as well. So we may increase it here and there, but not too much. Sheenal, is Humanizing Tech offered as a course in any other design school? No, not really, no. We are the only school that offers that. How many total B.Des seats? 25, Nisha. Aditya, I think BBA and MBA is not a part of our course, so you may want to go to the right school. Yes, we do have design experience teaching staff. You may go and look at as a faculty page on our website. I have industry experience for about 25 years. So Ra. Okay, I hope I've pronounced it right. That's the question I've answered for you. Details of which you can get on our faculty page. What do you mean, Zini, by a ready-made portfolio? Well, it's not a ready-made. You have to work on it. Moitri, would you like to go to our module structure on our website and you can see the specific subjects that we would be studying in design? Sridhar, how much weightage does each step in the selection process in terms of my chance? The NPAT plus DAS is a qualifying exam for you to enter into a studio test and personal dialogue. Both of them have equal importance. I think that is also up on the website of npatpat.in. Sridhar, that answers your question. So Yatin, you're asking me a question again. I think I've answered it, but corporates view our curriculum as very apt, as something that they need in the job applicants that they hire. So corporates are looking at our curriculum very, very seriously, and they are really very upbeat about it. How do you prepare for the DAS test? I think there are many online facilities available for spatial reasoning and GK and all that. You can probably take there. How do we go through a studio test? We'll get back with the modality of a studio test to you very soon. As of last year, those selected students came to Bombay and did the studio test in our premises. No, Ria, if you apply for a BBA right now, you can't change to B.Des if you have not applied for B.Des in the first place. So you have to do 2 applications, for BBA and for B.Des, both separately. Then you can choose either or later on. So Ria, that is the answer to your question. Aditya, I would not be able to give you the fee for BBA because my school does not run the BBA. Will pre-existing software skills help in the entrance exam? No. Hira Gupte, it will not help you in the entrance exam, but it will definitely help you as a part of our course. So Samruddhi, the interview we do is a dialogue to understand the student and what is his reasoning for doing the studio test, how he's got to the solution. So it's basically an informal way of getting to know the students. So that answers your question. Do you have integrated master's program in design as well, Nandini? Lal answers me that question. As of now, no, we don't have an integrated master's design program. Is there any course? Yes, in the interior design. In interior design, it is in the architecture school, Yashika. Is engineering degree a foundation for B.Des? Nandini, that is something that is happening uh, all the time, and so engineers do go and do an B.Des as a transitioning of career choices. So instead of becoming an engineer, you become a designer. So yes, that possibly still exists. Um, Ria, can you please, I know you've been having trouble reaching us. Can you just drop in a mail on sod.nmims.edu? This email ID is on our contact us page of School of Design, and we'll address the query from our side. How many students does 1 year? 25 students, Rajita. We have 25 seats in B.Des, Humanizing Technology program. After UG in design, can we pursue masters in marketing? Yes, Dave John, of course you can. Are there any animation design? No, Suyash, we do not have. From where do we get the study material for NPAT? Risha, I urge you to go on npat.in design school, and you'll see some sample materials. If you Google the constructs that we have, you'll be able to find ample material online. So Atul, that's an advice for you also, how to prepare NPAT. What Samriddhi, what actually do we go through in the studio test? We give you a sketching, we give you a drawing exercise. We also give you a situation, could be, or we throw a problem to you, and you have to design a solution for it. That's what really happens in a studio test. The free structure, Prathamesh, is 3.92 per year. Lakhs per year. Well, Avni, I don't want to disappoint you, but it's a great opportunity. The acceptance percentage of NMI School of Design is we to answer your question differently, we do get a lot of applications. So the acceptance is in relationship or ratio to that. Nimisha, we do have interior design in the architecture schools. Chanda, as of now, we don't have any scholarships offered to good performing students. Not as of now. Kushi is asking me, what is the one best thing that makes NMIMS School of Design different from other schools? The best thing is we look at an individual students. We are not going to make you into a herd. NMIMS School of Design, the way the curriculum is set, helps you discover yourself. And it gives you a skill and sensibility that is very unique to what design industry is doing now and will do in the future. So that's the greatest thing about NMIMS School of Design, and the fact that it is a part of a university and it's part of a highly accredited university. So I think that also creates a lot of value. Jui Goenka, I'm not sure what the hostel fees will be like, but we'll get back to that shortly once we finish our admission process. Dia asked me, can an MBA give an added advantage after B.Des? Well, I don't know whether I can talk about added advantage, but if that's how you want to be, that's where you want to be in your future, of course, it's an added advantage to your profile. As commonly, the answer can be different for different students. Yes, Zini, there has to be some portfolio when we are called in for an interview. Yes, it could be of 5 or 6 pages as well. Is NPAT for B.Des different than engineering? I think it's at slightly lower grade than engineering, but what is important is we have the next test. So NPAT is for a certain time, then after a 5 or 10 minutes recess, we offer a DAS. So Soumya Vaidya, that DAS is what is critical to B.Des. So you have to do two exams when you apply for a design school. So it's an NPAT plus DAS. So Yatin Thakurji asks me that my son scored an A in drawing exam, interested in doing B.Des. He's good in drawing and currently doing foundation course. How does well, Yatinji, I think it would be nice if your son would have attended this webinar. If not, we have abilities and we have some videos. We have a great detailed website that maybe you and your son can look together and then see where his interest in design lies. So is it in animation? Is it in films? Is it in spatial design, or it is in humanizing technology? So scoring an A grade is just is in the skill level. It's not where design is concerned, really. So I don't know whether I can be of help in this short turnaround, but you can definitely arrange for a call to our school, and my people will help you understand your predicament a little better. Soumya Vaidya, I did answer this question. NPAT plus DAS is for B.Des, and engineering takes only NPAT. And I think from this year, engineering course has a different NPAT question. So Hannah George, can you please elaborate on more UI UX career design wise? So currently the highest paid job in the design fraternity is that of a UX profile. So UX is basically how the user engages with an experience. So how would he take the test, and how would you make all your interactions or your engagements with an app or of a virtual reality very delighting. So that's where you get there. A UX design profile is now synonymous in every company that has done digital transformation, so has digitizations for their in their abilities. So it's quite seamless, if that answers your question. If I haven't, you can write to me again. What degree do you have for interaction design? I think that is a diploma course, but I'm not an authority to answer that question. What are the daily college hours? Well, our college is open. We do a lot of teaching from 8 to 3. And then the students are working in the workshops, or we have speaker engagements, or they meet faculty and all after that. But yes, the daily working hours are 8 to 3. No, Ria Shetty, you can definitely call the toll-free number to contact. If that doesn't work, you can send out a mail as well. Yeah, thank you so much for all the questions, and I hope I have been able to answer them. And all the best for your future. Design it the way you think you want to do. Adios, stay confined, and stay safe. Bye-bye.